Hello and welcome. I'm Nina Lewis. Welcome to my channel, Evolve with Horse Coaching. So today I wanted to go through some jumping exercises using four fences. So um, if you have four fences available at home to practice your jump training with, which is fabulous, then you can actually, yeah, set up some different activities to do some effective training that can help you when you take your horse out to um, uh, training a freshman's or competition. This can, help to take the guesswork out of some of your course riding. Um, so here, the setup I've got. So I've got a single vertical over here, and then we've got an oxer here, a vertical and a vertical. Now you noticed I won't because I don't know level of training of people. I keep it a little bit general, but where there's a little bit margin for, for learning. So here you'll notice I've got the vertical, it's vertical to vertical for the related line on the bow. So if for example riders, do ride a bit too wide or ride a bit too direct, then the horse can kind of really help to troubleshoot that and help get out of trouble a little bit. I'd always practice these lines with lower jumps, even crosses, to get the feel of the exercises, and especially with your warm up. So, assuming that you've already warmed up with, walk, trot, and canter, make sure your horse is really the muscles are warmed up before we jump is important as well. We don't just go smack bang into it. Um, but here. So here we've got, there's a few different exercises we can do here. Ignore the arrows. That's how I was drawing it. But so we have where we can, assume we've kind of had a little warm up over a few things, but, we can always come down over the single fence and then come around over the vertical, then a nice turn. Oops. Yep, there we are over the oxer to the vertical. Yeah. Um, so just to recap on that, making sure we don't cut our turn too much. We're getting a nice straight line off the wall. And then when we come round here, we can sight the center of this line all the way through. We're not just focusing here for the oxer, we're actually looking past it, keeping our leg on, and riding the canter. So we're riding this line all the way down. Yeah. And the distances, if you haven't watched many of my videos before, there is a distance on setting a related line and the allowance we make for the landing, and that we base on a standard stride, and that we have an allowance for the distance for takeoff as well. So that's really important. If you don't set up related lines, particularly in this scenario, it's like four canter strides. If you don't set them up properly, then the horse, it's really hit and miss, and the horse can't do it well. Um, and you can get frustrated. The horse can get frustrated. That can be the reason behind stops, run outs, all sorts of things. Um, Awkward jumps. So, you really want to get the setup right so then you can get some good training, good practice. So the other one that we can ride, so I tend to set up standard strides or true distances as well. So we've got, there we are. And when we ride those related lines, we ride center to center. Yeah. Stay to the middle of the fence. And you're keeping your balance. Let the horse do the jump. That's their job. Don't try and do the jump for them. Don't try and hold them and get this perfect spot. Remember the distance. When we make an allowance. We kind of do, you might be familiar with two steps. So each step's like 90 centimeters or 3 feet each. So then this becomes, obviously, this is not to scale, but that's 3 feet, that's 6 feet, just for example. Okay. Just don't kind of here we'll make it a bit bigger. There we are. So this is hang on, I'm just going to take that off for a minute. So this is So this distance, so this is 3 feet from the fence, yeah, and 6 feet from the fence. So normally the takeoff range is going to be between this 3 foot to the 6 foot area for the horse. So sometimes you're going to be a bit closer here or a bit further away here and or somewhere in the middle. That's okay. And the horse has to learn to jump from all these different spots as well. So they get confident to the fence that they've got their toolkit for jumping all those scenarios. Looks like a smiley face, doesn't it? Um, so it's important as a rider that you don't get too fixated on this spot, that you maintain when you come through the turn, you maintain the canter. So then the horse can kind of then start to sight the fence and and they can you'll feel them drawing a little bit to the fence, but you'll feel them kind of getting sometimes on their hocks a little bit more, on their hind quarter and setting themselves up for it a bit more. But you've got to be focusing on your line, keeping the canter and looking where you're going, because that's one thing the horse doesn't know. The horse doesn't know the course. That's your job. So make sure that you're really practicing that at home. So when you go out to a competition or some kind of training day, that it you can put that into practice a bit easier. Mhm. So yeah, let's yeah. Or you can, and then if we were to put these together, because I also, but I love training and doing different courses. But you can do another variation. So you can come around. So always make sure you get the canter. Uh, I see riders starting here to start down the line. Never do that. No, you want to get your canter going first. You want to get the horse, you might even have to do a circle down here, get the canter happening, get them warmed up before you even come to, approach. So you might want to come round, then you're going to go over these two and then do a nice turn. And then if you feel confident, do the related line and then nicely round and down over the last. Now, I always say when you canter over the last fence, again, the horse doesn't know that's the last fence, but it's a good practice to keep cantering through the turn, and then bring your horse back to a trot or a walk. Yeah. So don't, I see some riders, they come over the last fence and just go, stop. Well, that actually the horse can kind of start to anticipate and not travel as well to the fence. So keep traveling, yeah, keep traveling after it. So the horse learns, jumps a fence, and he keeps traveling. Yep, he keeps balanced and focuses on where he's going next. Anyway, have some fun.